Have you ever lain awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering, am I marrying the right person? Or worse, am I just trying to convince myself that this is the right one? I've heard hundreds of people say these words in therapy sessions, and I realized what hurts them most isn't the breakup, but living with someone who makes them feel lonelier than when they were alone. If you're in love, engaged, or in a relationship you're unsure about, I want you to give me a few minutes, because I won't talk about soulmates or eternal love. I'll talk about raw truth, the kind that can save you from years of a wrong marriage. I call this the brutal checklist most people ignore. It's not easy to hear, but it will wake you up. So stay until the end, because by the final minute, I want you to answer one single question. Who do I become when I'm with this person? 1. How do they react when you hurt them? No one avoids bad days. There will be times you say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, or simply fall short in their eyes. The question is, what do they do when that happens? Do they shut down and slam the emotional door? Or do they speak up respectfully, even with a trembling voice? One of my clients, Sarah, 31, once said, "He never yells. He just goes silent. For 3 days, it's like living with a wall." Silence kills relationships faster than anything, because it doesn't just end the conversation, it erases the feeling of being seen. When you ask, "Should I marry them?" remember, marriage isn't built on happy days. It's tested on the ugly ones. 2. After every argument, who reaches out first? There's no winner in marriage, only the one who knows how to come back. Have you ever been in a relationship where, after every fight, you both wait for the other to text first, and eventually no one does? That's not peace, that's a cold war. I once asked a couple in therapy, "Do you two say sorry often?" The wife said, "I always apologize." The husband sighed, "I only say sorry when she stops crying." And that's the problem. If you have to wait for someone to stop hurting before you feel safe enough to apologize, then that apology can't heal. If the person you plan to marry doesn't know how to lower their pride to save the relationship, you'll end up bowing down for both of you. 3. Can you talk about money without falling apart? Money doesn't kill love. It just exposes different values. I once asked an engaged couple, "When you think about the future, what makes you feel safe?" He said, "Investing, growing, taking risks." She said, "Just knowing we have enough to live." They fought for 3 months, not about money, but about what safety meant to each of them. If you say, "We should save," and your partner replies, "Why do you always talk about money?" then the issue isn't money. It's emotional responsibility. Marriage doesn't require 2 wealthy people. It requires 2 people who speak the same financial language. 4. Who do you become when you're with them? This is the question I want you to really sit with. Do you feel softer, calmer, more genuine around them? Or do you feel anxious, over-efforting, pretending to be okay? One woman told me, "Before him, I loved painting, cooking, laughing loudly. After him, I just learned to guess his mood." That's not love. That's self-shrinking. You can't be happy in a relationship that makes you disappear. Real love doesn't dim you. It lets you shine, without fear of being too bright. 5. Do they take responsibility, or are they just good at justifying? Someone who always says, "I did that because of you," is really saying, "I was wrong, but it's your fault." I once worked with a man who kept saying, "My ex-wife was crazy, selfish, ungrateful." After a few sessions, I asked, "In that story, were you ever wrong?" He went silent. Sometimes silence answers everything. People who can't own their mistakes will never love you properly, because mature love isn't about being flawless. It's about stopping, realizing, and correcting. If they're always right, you'll always be the problem. 6. When you argue, do they attack you or the problem? The difference between us and you versus me shows in how people fight. A mature person says, "We need to find a way to fix this." An immature one says, "You always do this." I'm sick of it. They're not discussing anymore, they're demeaning you. One male client said, "She's too sensitive. She always cries when I joke." I asked, "If she cries every time you joke, maybe what you call a joke actually hurts her." How someone uses their words in anger reveals what they'll do when they have power. If they use words to wound you, they'll later use silence to punish you. 7. Do you love them, or are you convincing yourself to? This is the question you must answer in silence. Are you constantly explaining away what makes you uneasy? Are you telling yourself, "They'll change"? Are you staying because you've already invested too much to quit? Someone once cried and said, "I'm not staying because I love him. I'm staying because I can't bear the thought that I was wrong." We don't stay for love. We stay for the idea of what we thought love would be. But marriage isn't a prize for who tries harder. It's a choice two people make, again and again. If every morning you must convince yourself that they're the one, maybe your intuition was right from the start. If you forget everything today, remember these 7 questions. 1. How do they treat you when you hurt them? 2. Who reaches out first after an argument? 3. Can you talk about money without breaking apart? 4. Who do you become when you're with them? 5. Do they take responsibility when they're wrong? 6. Do they attack the problem or attack you? 7. Do you love them, or are you convincing yourself to? Each question is a mirror, and sometimes what you see in the mirror isn't them. It's you, reflected through the person you become beside them. I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 questions made you pause the longest? Leave a comment. Maybe your answer will touch someone who needs to hear the same truth. If today felt like a wake-up call, the next video will help you find peace again. Its title is How to Stay Yourself in a Lasting Marriage. Because loving the right person matters, but staying true to yourself matters more. If this video made you think, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's about to get married, or quietly asking themselves, "Did I choose right?" Clarity doesn't kill love. It protects you from wounds that could have been avoided. Marriage isn't a fairy tale where you find a perfect person. It's a journey where you learn to love without losing yourself. Life is already loud enough. Let human tenderness be the place where you reconnect with what's real inside you. Here we learn how to understand, how to love, and how to stay kind, even when we're hurt. Because sometimes, all it takes is a little tenderness to change the whole world within you. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any interesting videos.